All right, everybody, welcome back. I'm excited for today's deep dive.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to be tackling the Ichimoku Cloud. I know that sounds a little intimidating,
This does.
but stick with us. And I promise by the end, you'll have a solid understanding of how this thing works and why so many traders are using it to up their game.
That's right.
Basically, the Ichimoku Cloud is a technical indicator.
Right.
And those are all the rage in financial markets these days.
They are.
But the cool thing about the Ichimoku Cloud is that it really does look like a cloud. Right there on the price charts, you'll see these colorful bands forming.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
And from what I've been reading, these clouds can help traders see where the market might be heading.
Well, maybe not exactly see the future.
Of course, of course. Nobody can predict the market with 100% certainty,
Right.
but having some visual cues, some signals, can definitely help.
Absolutely.
So, to help us break down these mystical clouds, we've got some great insights from a text titled Meditin Yapıştırıldı. So let's jump right in. Could you give us just like a quick overview of what the Ichimoku Cloud is and what it's supposed to do?
Sure. So basically, the Ichimoku Cloud combines a bunch of moving averages.
Oh, moving averages. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And it displays them in a way that creates this cloud-like shape on the chart.
Right.
This cloud can help traders see potential areas of support and resistance.
Oh, okay. Says,
Like, think of it as, those weather maps where they show high pressure and low pressure zones?
yeah, I get it.
Kind of like that.
So we're looking for financial storms or clear skies. Is that the idea?
Well, it's not quite that simple. Remember, we're not actually forecasting the weather.
Right.
The cloud gives us clues about where the market might be strong or weak.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But it's not like a crystal ball or anything.
Definitely not. No guarantees in the market.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so if this cloud is made up of moving averages, can you tell us a little more about how those work? Like, what are the different lines that make up this cloud?
Sure. So the Ichimoku Cloud is actually made up of 5 different lines. 5 lines. It sounds like a lot, but each one has a specific purpose.
Okay.
So first up, we've got the Tenkan-sen,
Okay.
or conversion line.
Conversion line, got it.
This one is a 9-period moving average.
Okay, 9 periods.
But here's the thing. It's calculated a bit differently from a regular moving average.
Oh, really? How so?
Instead of just using the closing price for each period,
Right.
it uses the midpoint between the high and the low.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like getting a more balanced view of the price action over those 9 periods.
I see. That makes sense.
Then we have the Kijun-sen,
Right.
also known as the baseline,
Baseline.
and it's also a moving average.
Okay.
But this one looks back over 26 periods.
26. So it's a much longer time frame.
Exactly. So it gives us a broader perspective on the trend.
Okay, so we've got the short-term view with the Tenkan-sen.
Yes,
And then the longer-term view with the Kijun-sen.
you got it.
Now, I'm assuming these next few lines are the ones that actually form the cloud.
You guessed it. The third line is called the Senkou span A,
Senkou span A, or
or leading span A.
leading span A.
It takes the average of the Tenkan-sen and the Kijun-sen.
Okay, averaging those two.
And then, here's the interesting part, it projects that average 26 periods into the future.
Wait, hold on. We're projecting into the future now.
We are.
But how can we possibly know what the price will be in the future?
We don't know for sure.
Right, of course.
But by projecting these lines forward,
Yeah.
we can get an idea of where support and resistance might form down the road.
Okay, so it's more like we're creating a potential roadmap rather than predicting the exact path.
Precisely.
This is getting really interesting. Okay, what about the fourth line?
The fourth line is the Senkou span B,
Senkou span B.
or leading span B.
Right, yeah.
And guess what? It's also projected 26 periods into the future.
Wow. Okay.
This one's a bit different, though.
How so?
It's a 52-period moving average of the midpoints of each period's price range.
52 periods. That's looking way back.
Yeah, it's giving us a much longer-term perspective.
Interesting.
And the space between the Senkou span A and the Senkou span B is what actually forms the cloud itself.
Oh, I see. So those two lines projected forward create the boundaries of the cloud.
Exactly.
And then that fifth line, the Chikou span, where does that fit in?
Yes. The Chikou span, or lagging span.
Lagging span.
This one's a bit of a curveball.
Okay.
It takes today's closing price
Mm-hmm.
and plots it 26 periods in the past.
So it's like we're looking in the rearview mirror.
Exactly. It helps us see how the price has behaved in the past relative to its current position.
So we've got all these lines, moving averages, projected forward, plotted backward. My head is spinning a little.
Yeah.
How do we actually make sense of all this? Like, how do we use the cloud to make trading decisions?
Okay, so let's start with the cloud itself.
Right.
The space between those two Senkou spans.
Yeah.
It's not just an empty space. It's actually filled with color.
Color. This is getting more and more visually interesting. What do the colors mean?
So if the Senkou span A is above the Senkou span B,
Okay.
the cloud will be green.
Green, right?
And this is often seen as a bullish signal.
Bullish, meaning prices are likely to go up.
Well, not necessarily likely, but
But-
it suggests that there's potential for upward movement.
Okay, potential for upward movement.
Right.
So if I see a green cloud forming, should I just buy?
Whoa, hold on. Not so fast. Remember, this is just one indicator.
Right, of course.
You always want to consider other factors like your overall trading strategy, your risk tolerance, and the specific market conditions.
Okay, so green cloud is like a positive sign.
It can be, yes.
But it's not a guarantee.
Exactly.
What about a red cloud?
A red cloud forms when the Senkou span B is above the Senkou span A.
Got it.
And this is often seen as a bearish signal.
Bearish, meaning prices might go down.
Again, not a guarantee,
Right.
but it suggests there might be downward pressure on the price.
Okay, I see.
So green cloud, potentially bullish.
Got it.
Red cloud, potentially bearish.
And all those other lines, they play a role too, right?
Absolutely. They can provide additional signals and confirmation.
Wow, this is a lot to take in.
It is. The Ichimoku Cloud is a very comprehensive indicator.
It definitely is. Now, you mentioned that those Senkou spans are projected 26 periods into the future.
Yes.
Why 26? Is there something special about that time frame?
It actually goes back to the traditional Japanese trading calendar.
Really?
Back then, they had a 6-day trading week.
Wow, a 6-day trading week. That's intense.
I know, right? So 26 periods roughly represented a month of trading activity.
Interesting. So this indicator is really rooted in history.
It is.
But does it still make sense to use this 26-period time frame today?
That's a great question.
I mean, markets move so much faster now,
That's true.
and we've got 2047 trading.
Yeah.
It just seems like things might change more quickly than they did back then.
You make a valid point, and that's actually a point of debate among traders who use the Ichimoku Cloud.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some traders stick with the traditional 26-period time frame,
Okay.
while others adjust it to better suit the markets they're trading.
Interesting. So there's no one right way to use it.
Exactly. The key is to understand the underlying principles of the indicator,
Right.
and then adapt it to your own trading style and the specific market you're analyzing.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I think that's great advice for any trading indicator, really.
I agree.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into the Ichimoku Cloud. I'm definitely feeling a little more enlightened, even if my head is still spinning a bit.
Me too. It's a fascinating indicator.
What I really love about it is that it combines those historical insights with this really unique visual representation.
Right.
You've got all these lines and colors telling a story.
Yeah, it's almost like a piece of art.
It is. And while it's not a crystal ball,
Of course not.
it can definitely give traders a different perspective on the markets.
Absolutely.
So for anyone listening, if you're looking for a way to add another tool to your trading arsenal,
Yeah,
I highly recommend checking out the Ichimoku Cloud.
definitely. Do your research, though.
Exactly. And always remember, no indicator is perfect.
Right.
You've got to use your own judgment and combine different techniques to make informed trading decisions.
Couldn't agree more.
So the big question we're left with today is this. Can a tool rooted in the past, like this 26-period time frame, truly be effective in today's fast-paced markets? Something for everyone to ponder. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me. It was fun.
Until next time, keep those charts cloudy.
I like that.
See ya.
See ya.